I'd love to bring in Laura Tobin, who's ITV's weather presenter. Laura, you've been on the show before, but what we're interested in this time is your assessment. How has the way we cover the weather changed?
Can I say, first of all, I really want to change my name to something better than Laura Tobin.
I didn't want to say Laura, but I must say it is a bit boring. We talk a lot about the traditional media on this programme. You're a traditional weather presenter, and I think you need a bit of an uplift.
I think Max wins the best name on the show competition
That's for
today.
sure. Maybe the best name on our show ever.
Yeah.
Well, I feel that, firstly, my job when I started as a broadcast meteorologist 15 years ago was just telling the weather, the day-to-day weather. And in time, my on-air forecast has changed to weather and climate change, extreme weather, global weather. So just the content that the audience want to hear is far and wide. I've seen that there's been heavy rainfall and floods in America. That's something that we would cover. But most of my content is on air, on TV, and we have very limited content online. But actually, whenever we have extreme weather events, if I post it on X or on Instagram, actually it rates really, really well. But I do it very sparingly.
I'm assuming you've never spent 16 hours live talking about the weather.
I really want to, though. I feel like, we have such a passion for weather in the UK because it's quite changeable, but it's so much more extreme in America. And the thought of having a weather channel and streaming for so long. But for me, any content that I post has to be a minute. If I'm doing a climate report on the Good Morning Britain in the morning, I have a minute. And after that, the audience are really lost and they're thinking about doing something else. So for me, a minute is the maximum that I would take to explain something, because after that, the interest is lost. Here, that's our feedback.
But obviously, here we are talking about Max's brilliant name, and we know, as is happening across the media ecosystem, if you like, that personality is becoming a lot more important in terms of engaging with people. Has that happened in weather broadcasting as you see it? Has it evolved over the years? I'm certainly aware that you interact with your audiences online, as you were saying, but does it allow more personality, more championing of causes, more emotion even than you used to see in a weather presenter years ago?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I initially started out at the BBC as a junior weather presenter. And I think for me, the very first thing I wanted to do was to cement myself as being a very credible person, a very serious person, part of the team, part of the Met Office, and then actually quash your personality. Since I've moved over to ITV, where it's more of a magazine breakfast show, there's more colour, I'm allowed to have more personality and to go on location and to go to Svalbard and talk about climate change and make weather more relatable to people. And I think that's what we try and do more and more. And actually that's happening across all of our regional output, and it's happening more across the BBC nationally and regionally as well.
And to Laura, just in the last 10 or 20 seconds, you talk about climate change. Is it difficult to keep talking about climate change when it comes to the weather? Do you think viewers are turning off it?
I feel like when there's the right time, the right weather event that resonates with people, if it's done in a bite-sized way that shows people why they should care, then that's the best way to do it.
Well, Laura Tobin, lots for us to think about there, and lots from Max Velocity as well. Thank you so much to you both for coming on the programme.
Yes, you can find Laura on ITV and Max Velocity on YouTube. That is it for this week. Thank you very much indeed to all of our guests. Thanks to you for listening.